founder Eric Jackson. And it was Eric, we just talked a couple, maybe 3-4 months ago, and you just made another good call on a stock, Eric, in Nvidia, and laid out a really good case. The stock has moved up, as you mentioned off camera, sometimes it doesn't go up every single day, but Nvidia has gone up really up and to the right since we last spoke. So let me put this question to you, because it's something I'm getting from a lot of investors on our platform in the wake of the election results. Is a second Trump presidency good for Nvidia?
It's hard to draw a straight line between AI or Nvidia and Trump. I mean, Trump is obviously very pro-crypto. You saw that in sort of the days after his election, kind of the ebullience going into crypto. And so AI, there have been some interesting stories recently about, I don't know if you follow the Goatius Maximus, where there was this like AI bot who created a meme coin, and sort of over a 2-week period, it went from like zero value to something like almost $1 billion market cap. So I think there's some interesting ways that AI is kind of infiltrating, all corners of tech. But in general, obviously Trump is very pro-growth, low taxes. That's going to sweep up all of tech.
Nvidia was valued at $360 billion by the beginning of 2023. Its market value soared to $3.5 trillion in less than 2 years. The reason for that remarkable rise is its capacity to convert artificial intelligence, AI, into enormous sums of money. Demand for Nvidia's data center graphics processing units, GPUs, which are the most widely used in the world for AI development, is still higher than supply. In each of the previous 5 quarters, that drove the company's revenue to triple-digit percentage increase. If previous quarters are any guide, Nvidia's fiscal 2025 third quarter financial results, which are scheduled to be released on November 20, might be a complete blowout. When the results are revealed, I think the stock will respond as follows. Operators of AI data centers chose Nvidia's flagship H100 GPU until 2023 after it entered into production in 2022. GPUs can perform multiple tasks at once with a very high throughput because they are intended for parallel processing. Additionally, they feature large quantities of internal memory, which makes them perfect for AI inference and model training. According to Cathie Wood's ARK investment, AI applications are expected to propel a global productivity boom that might generate up to $200 trillion in economic activity by 2030. AI GPUs are being installed in data centers by tech behemoths like Microsoft and Amazon, who then charge developers for the use of their processing power. They benefit, Nvidia benefits, and developers who lack the funds to invest billions in their own infrastructure benefit. Although Nvidia's H100 and H200 are still in great demand, the company's most recent Blackwell architecture promises the largest performance boost as date. AI inference can be completed 30 times faster by Blackwell-based GB200 GPU computers than by comparable H100 systems. Individual GB200 GPUs will cost between $30,000 and $40,000, according to CEO Jensen Huang. This is roughly the same price as the H100 when it was first released. To put it another way, Blackwell will lead to a remarkable increase in cost efficiency, making the most cutting-edge large language models, LLMs, more affordable for a larger range of developers and companies. Shipments of GB200 have already started and will increase in the upcoming year. Microsoft is already providing the new GPU to developers, and according to one estimate, Nvidia is expected to sell up to 200,000 individual GB200 GPUs in the last 3 months of 2024. October is included in Nvidia's fiscal 2025 third quarter. Thus, the company may post GB200 sales in the billions. In the second quarter of fiscal 2025, the company's overall sales reached a record $30 billion, a 122% increase over the same period the previous year. Wall Street's $28.7 billion prediction was shattered by that. Due mostly to GPU sales, the outcome comprised $26.3 billion in data center revenue alone, representing a 154% increase. With $0.68 in profits per share, EPS, The chipmaker also had a great financial result. It was comfortably higher than Wall Street's projection of $0.64 per share, representing a 152% rise. Nvidia's third quarter outlook was similarly understated by Wall Street. Although the street had the figure set at $31.7 billion, the business informed investors that it anticipates generating $32.5 billion in total sales. To stay informed about the latest developments from Nvidia and the ever-changing stock market, consider subscribing to our investing tutorial channel. We provide daily updates on significant market shifts and key catalysts, so hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss crucial information. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Nvidia stock, so please share your opinions in the comments below. Now let's dive into today's video.
You know, the argument that I've seen in the early going after the election, it is this. President-elect Trump is going to be friendly toward the energy industry, and that might benefit a lot of the hyperscalers building out this AI infrastructure. And if they can get more access to nuclear, you get more need for NVIDIA chips. Is that like the dots that investors should be connecting?
Yeah, Again, like one of the first days after Trump election, you saw these players like Core Scientific, TerraWolf, which I own, and these are sort of the HPC kind of crypto players. So they're former kind of started their lives as crypto miners, and now they've grown in attraction because they've already hooked up to the energy grid. And so you have other hyperscalers knocking on their doors saying, hey, maybe a faster way of us getting access to the grid is by doing a deal with you, as opposed to regenerating 3 Mile Island or building some new data center from scratch. So yeah, definitely the energy play is sort of part of the mix here, along with crypto.
Of course, we've seen a pretty sizable move in Bitcoin ahead of the election. We've seen that continue after the election. When I first came in contact with Nvidia 7 or 8 years ago, I mean, they were still up and coming, but they were initially known, they were first on gaming, and then became the Bitcoin mining play. Is Nvidia poised to become the next, are they a Bitcoin mining play again in 2025, given how an incoming Trump administration may be supportive of Bitcoin? I mean, keep in mind, on the campaign trail, President Trump talked about making the U.S. a superpower for Bitcoin.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was kind of playing NVIDIA in 2018, 2019 kind of period, they were kind of known for 3 things, and none of which was AI. It was the Bitcoin mining. It was sort of like the chips in the cars that were going to kind of, and then obviously their historical kind of core business was sort of the graphics gaming business. And so it's been interesting to see how, obviously AI has exploded over the last couple of years, but crypto itself has definitely, is going to be a part of this resurgence. It has bounced back significantly since 2022. It's interesting that, FTX is now kind of paying out, their trustees in bankruptcy, not just kind of people getting their assets back, but getting them with a return. Solana has been on a tear.
That's wild. That's wild to think about that, Eric. Holy cow.
Yeah, I know. So I think Solana has really kind of emerged almost this year as, in some ways, like a more attractive kind of alternative play to Bitcoin, overtaking Ethereum, which has sort of traditionally been seen as the number 2 coin. So, Bitcoin mining itself, will probably make a comeback if crypto does take another leg up. You hear all kinds of folks saying now we've busted through 75,000 with Bitcoin, so 100,000 is on the table, and in excess of 100,000. You start seeing those kinds of moves over the next few months. Obviously, it's going to get the animal spirits back into the whole crypto mix. It's going to be interesting to watch to see if you get these altcoins like this Goatius Maximus coin that's kind of come out of nowhere. So yeah, I think more fun ahead.
We haven't talked about crypto in the
Analysts have raised their projections to $32.9 billion, raising the possibility that management's own projection is overly cautious. We'll be certain on November 20. Although a stock's performance on any given day is meaningless, it's important to note that Nvidia stock really dropped by almost 6% the day after the company released its second quarter earnings in August. Since then, though, it has increased by 24% and is currently trading at a record high. The long-term trend is evident because the stock has increased nearly tenfold since the beginning of last year alone. I would anticipate that the stock would continue to rise in the coming weeks and months if the company's forthcoming third quarter report surpasses Wall Street's revenue expectation of $32.9 billion. Its valuation also favors medium-term growth, with Wall Street projecting $4.06 in earnings per share (EPS) for fiscal 2026. Starting in February 2025, the stock is trading at a forward price-to-earnings ratio, P/E, of 35.8. This implies that in order to keep the stock at its current P/E of 68.1, it will need to increase by 90% during the course of the following year. In comparison to the market, a P/E of 68.1 is not inexpensive. However, over the past 10 years, Nvidia has traded at an average P/E of 58.4, and that doesn't even account for the amazing AI tailwind over the majority of that time. Therefore, as long as the firm reaches Wall Street's profits projection, there is undoubtedly a lot of upside potential in the upcoming year. Microsoft recently reported to investors that it spent $20 billion on capital expenditures, CAPEX, in the first quarter of fiscal 2025, which ended on September 30. The majority of these expenditures were for AI processors and data center infrastructure. This came after fiscal 2024's $55.7 billion in capital expenditures. The fact that Microsoft is reportedly currently the largest purchaser of Blackwell chips is quite encouraging for Nvidia's financial performance. However, Microsoft is not by itself. This year, Amazon is expected to invest more than $75 billion on AI capital expenditures, while Meta Platforms is expected to spend up to $40 billion, with further funds set up for 2025. Nvidia's GPU demand is clearly on the rise, which could sustain robust sales and earnings growth for the foreseeable future. So, what implications does this have for Nvidia stock? Let's explore that. But first, a big thank you to those of you who've stuck with us this far. Creating these videos takes significant effort and dedication, so if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts on Nvidia stock in the comments. Your support truly helps us grow. Now, let's get back to the video.
Well, I mean, the first part is, as you say, as we knew from the last Trump administration, whatever we thought one week, it changes the next. So it's unpredictable to start. But there's really kind of three things that we're watching here. One is, further restrictions on equipment sold into China, AI restrictions, and then what happens with tariffs. And on the first one, on the equipment, there's already a lot of restrictions in place. And in fact, it sounds like, there were going to be more restrictions before the end of the year by the existing administration. But China is already very, very significantly hampered in what they can produce already. So any other restrictions from here, it's either kind of tweaking along the edges or a full stop, and a full stop hasn't been on the table. With AI, similarly, Nvidia can only ship into China about what Huawei can do themselves. So if you put additional restrictions on what Nvidia can ship into China, well, it's just going to move a lot of business to Huawei. So it doesn't have a lot of effect. And on the third thing, on tariffs, there's actually not a lot of semiconductors that come directly into the U.S. from China. As an example of iPhone, the chips are made in Taiwan, they go to China for assembly, and they come back to the U.S. in a fully manufactured iPhone. So, because of that, we kind of see tweaking along the edges, but not huge impact on the chip industry.
One Wall Street analyst believes there are many reasons why Nvidia's stock has been rising. Vijay Rakesh of Mizuho recently announced Nvidia as the semiconductor industry's new top selection for November. The analyst note reportedly argues that Nvidia will continue to dominate the chip supply market for the increasing number of businesses developing artificial intelligence, AI, models. Nvidia should profit from that market's rapid growth, which supports the analyst's outperform rating for the company. One unexpected finding from the research is that Mizuho's price estimate for Nvidia stock remains at $140. The stock has already reached that target level after rising more than 10% to new highs in the last week and 18% during the previous month. However, the analyst may decide to raise that price objective due to the rapidly expanding AI chip market. According to Rakesh, Nvidia holds a market share of over 95% in a market that is anticipated to expand at a rate of 74% each year over the coming years. We predict that the percentage of AI servers will increase from about 1% in 2023 to greater than 10% by 2027, with Nvidia maintaining its leadership position through effective roadmap implementation. He said in his research note at Barron's. However, Nvidia's growth is supported by more than simply chips for AI training and inference. Beyond processors for AI data center servers, the analyst sees more prospects for Nvidia. Nvidia's second largest source of income is its gaming division. Sales of gaming chips have also been rising recently, increasing by more than 11% over the last 2 quarters. According to Rakesh, Nvidia controls over 75% of the gaming GPU industry. Nvidia is the undisputed leader in a number of rapidly expanding markets, even if its stock has already surpassed the current Mizuho price objective. Although volatility is to be expected, Nvidia's stock still appears to be a long-term winner based on recent levels. As always, sharing your thoughts and insights in the comments section can foster a more informed community discussion, helping everyone navigate the complexities of investing in this dynamic sector. Stay ahead of the game with the latest stock market news, data, and important updates. I share valuable insights and real-time information on my Telegram channel, ensuring you're always informed before everyone else. If you want to keep up with the fast-paced world of investing, open the description below, click the link to my Telegram channel, and join our growing community. Don't miss out on crucial updates that could impact your investment decisions.